question?
Senator Schumer mentioned USDA's reported plan to have users reapply for benefits, and it's also been reported that they're planning to eliminate broad-based categorical eligibility through TANF. I'm curious if the agency has shared any details on those plans with members of Congress, and if you plan on pushing back on those specific changes.
Why don't we hear from the ranking member first? Yeah.
We cannot confirm that with the agency. In fact, we're hearing off the record that, maybe people don't know what the hell they're talking about at the moment. In fact, I think they're trying to take credit for the already very strict standards and the actual low fraud rate in the SNAP program. It wouldn't surprise me at all if in 3 months Brooke Rollins doesn't go on TV and say, oh my gosh, we have a 1.6% fraud rate in the SNAP program. Isn't that amazing? So we can find no real plan there. Not even sure there's concepts of a plan there. But at the end of the day, I think they're just pointing out exactly how the program already runs, pretending that they're doing that when it's been in place for years. And now in 3 months, they'll claim the error rate is 1.6% and take a victory lap. And when they do, we'll be right here to point out that that's exactly where it started. Just like the president's recent deal with China would take us back to the status quo on soybeans. And even the status quo, they've now only committed to 10% of that. So, look, if their mouth is moving right now, they're probably lying to us. And it's going to be incumbent upon us to make sure that the American people know the truth, that we keep working to improve the program for hungry Americans, for family farmers, and at the end of the day, to make sure that this administration is held accountable.
And look, Representative Craig touched on this earlier, but a little bit about the bullshit. This is just another delay tactic. Again, I point to that Project 2025 document that is the guiding document for so many of these secretaries and the decisions being made by this administration. First, they say that they're not going to let people have food, and then they appeal decisions by the courts that said, no, you've got to do this. Appeal not to get people food. And then once, and remember, Secretary Rollins was one of the folks saying, open up the government and we'll get the food out. Well, then once that vote passed and the president signed the bill, she found another way to delay it. That's all the nonsense that we're seeing here is one decision after another coming from this administration that's raising the cost, the tariffs, hitting local farmers and ranchers as well, the cost of implements, fertilizer, whatever it is. Food's getting more expensive. Keep people from getting food, delay it more and more, and then try to show that there's some BS savings here. I can't say BS anymore, huh? Bullshit coming from these folks. And that's just what we're seeing time and time again. It's just so frustrating to see what's coming out of this stuff. But Angie, do you have something else?
I was just going to say, I'm glad it's permissible to say bullshit in the Senate.
Yeah.